All right, so you want to connect with those businesses that are ready to spend the big bucks on AI-driven testing solutions. We've got a great article here titled How to Find High-Paying Clients Who Need AI-Driven Testing Solutions. Let's see what we can uncover to help you tap into this market.
Absolutely. And, I think the very first thing to remember is that not every business is at that point where they are ready to adopt AI-driven testing. So before we talk about strategies, we really need to define exactly who your ideal client is.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You got to find the right fit. What are some of those telltale signs that a company is not just willing, but like eager to embrace AI testing?
So I would say you're looking for companies that are wrestling with a very unique set of challenges. For example, businesses that have highly complex software.
Okay.
Like imagine a global e-commerce platform
Right.
processing millions of transactions every single day. Even the tiniest glitch can just have a huge ripple effect.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not just complexity, though, right? It's also the pace that these companies are operating at.
Exactly. So think about rapid release cycles. Companies that are fully committed to agile and DevOps,
Hmm.
and they're constantly pushing out updates. So they need a form of testing that can match that speed and also ensure quality.
Okay. So speed and complexity go hand in hand. What would you say is like the third element that really points to AI-driven testing as the answer?
I would say high transaction volume.
Okay.
Think of industries like finance, retail, healthcare. These are companies that cannot afford any downtime.
Right.
Every second that their systems are down translates to lost revenue,
Yeah.
frustrated users, and all that.
Yeah, it's like a pressure cooker. High complexity, rapid updates, and just massive amounts of data. It sounds like AI testing really thrives in that environment. But once you've got this ideal client profile, how do you actually go about connecting with them?
Right. Well, I would say strategic networking is key here. And one of the most powerful tools that you have available to you is your existing network.
Okay.
Remember that AI-driven testing is still relatively new, so the people who already understand its value are likely ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's all about tapping into those circles of influence, right?
Mm.
Where do you find these valuable connections?
I think LinkedIn is an absolute gold mine.
Okay.
But it's not just about connecting with people in the target industries. It's about actively engaging in relevant discussions. Share thought-provoking content about AI testing. Really position yourself as a valuable resource.
So it's about being proactive and showcasing that expertise,
Well,
right? What else can you do to maximize your networking efforts?
industry events are another great place to connect with decision makers. Conferences, seminars, anything focused on AI, software testing, digital transformation.
Right.
Those are the places to be.
It's like attending a targeted conference on AI testing specifically for financial institutions. You're surrounded by people who get it.
Exactly. And don't forget about the gold mine that you already have, your current clients.
Oh, that's true.
Happy clients can be incredible advocates for you.
Yeah.
So they can open doors to other departments, they can introduce you to key decision makers, and they can vouch for your expertise.
Yeah, it's so easy to forget about that.
I know.
But it's so important to nurture those relationships.
Yeah.
But aside from networking, what are some other ways to attract these clients and really showcase your capabilities?
Well, think about it this way. These clients are investing a pretty significant amount of money in a cutting-edge solution.
Right.
They want to see your expertise in action before they commit. And that's where I think free workshops and webinars come in.
Yeah, makes sense. It's like offering a little peek behind the curtain, you know?
Hmm.
But what makes a truly impactful workshop?
It's not just about presenting information. You need to address their pain points, really speak their language. So focus on reducing testing time, improving accuracy, and tackling complex test cases, things that AI-driven testing really excels at.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to frame it. Demonstrate how AI testing helps them achieve their goals, but how do you make those benefits more persuasive, more tangible?
Case studies are your secret weapon.
Okay.
Don't just talk about what you could do, show them what you've already done. Real-world examples with solid data. Reduced costs, faster testing cycles, improved software quality. Those are the things that make people really pay attention.
It's like saying, hey, we've helped a company just like yours achieve a 30% reduction in testing time while improving accuracy by 15%. And here's how we did it.
Exactly. And to really extend the reach of these workshops, record them and share them on LinkedIn, YouTube, your website. Let that content just continue to work for you.
Yeah, great tip. So showcasing your expertise is one piece of the puzzle. To really scale your reach and attract those high-paying clients, you need to think bigger, Really?
Absolutely. You should consider the power of strategic partnerships.
Ooh, that's interesting. Tell me more about how that can help land those top-tier businesses.
Well, you're an expert in AI-driven testing, right?
Mm.
But there are others out there offering complementary services. By teaming up, you create a much more comprehensive solution that's really attractive to clients who want a seamless experience.
So it's like assembling a dream team of experts, each one bringing their unique skills to the table. Can you give me an example of how that works in practice?
Yeah, imagine partnering with a cloud provider.
Okay.
You handle the AI-driven testing, and they handle the infrastructure setup, the management, and all of a sudden you're offering a one-stop shop for clients.
Gotcha. So it's creating a synergy that's greater than the sum of its parts. But strategic partnerships aren't just about joint solutions, are they?
You're right, cross-promotion is another big benefit. Guest articles, webinars, panel discussions, you get to tap into each other's audiences and build credibility.
Win-win for everyone involved. Do you have any examples of companies that have seen real growth through these partnerships?
Absolutely. There's this one testing consultancy that partnered with a cloud provider, and their revenue jumped by 35% in just 1 year.
Wow, that's impressive. But even with the best partnerships and marketing strategies, those top-tier clients are ultimately looking for one thing, right? Results.
You hit the nail on the head. It's not enough to just talk the talk. You have to show them you can deliver.
Mm.
And that's where those case studies really come in handy.
Right, how do you make them really persuasive and grab their attention?
Focus on hard data. Ditch the vague claims. So how much testing time did you save?
Mhm.
What percentage of errors did you reduce? How did you improve test coverage? Numbers tell a very compelling story.
Right. So instead of saying, we improved efficiency, you can say, we helped company X reduce their testing cycle time by 25%, which allowed them to release features twice as fast.
Exactly. And make sure you're tailoring your case studies to your target audience.
Okay.
So if you're going after healthcare, highlight successes in compliance and data security. If it's financial institutions, focus on things like transaction speed or fraud reduction.
So it's all about really understanding their specific needs and challenges. And where should you be sharing these case studies?
Think beyond your website. Share them on LinkedIn, relevant industry forums, even reach out to media outlets that cover software testing or AI.
Right, get those wins in front of as many eyes as possible. But in this ever-evolving field of AI, it's not just about past successes, is it? You need to position yourself as a thought leader, someone who's on the cutting edge.
You're absolutely right. In a fast-paced field like AI, educating your potential clients is really, really crucial. And that's where content marketing comes into play. Content marketing is all about establishing your authority,
Okay.
becoming a trusted source of information.
Right.
It's about providing valuable insights, addressing those challenges, and demonstrating that you really understand the AI testing landscape.
Okay, I'm with you. But how do you create content that really resonates with those decision makers?
Think about the questions your ideal clients are asking.
Okay.
What are their concerns when it comes to software testing?
Mhm.
What are they struggling with? And then create content that speaks directly to those pain points. So whether it's blog posts, articles, or even in-depth white papers.
So you're kind of being a problem solver, not just a salesperson. Instead of just saying we offer AI testing, you're giving them information that helps them navigate this complex field.
Precisely. For example, you could write a series of articles on the challenges of testing, complex financial systems, or the benefits of AI testing for high-pay compliance
That's a good one.
in healthcare applications.
Okay, so it's about demonstrating that you really understand their industry, but creating content is just the first step. How do you make sure it actually reaches the right people?
SEO. You have to use the right keywords, the terms that your target audience is actually searching for.
Okay.
So things like AI testing for fintech,
Yeah.
automated security testing for healthcare, or reducing testing costs with AI.
So you're speaking their language.
Exactly.
And making sure your content pops up when they're looking for those solutions. But content marketing takes time.
It does?
What if you need to generate leads more quickly, especially when you're going after these high-value clients who are ready to invest, today?
That's where targeted paid advertising can be really powerful. Platforms like LinkedIn Ads, they let you laser focus your efforts and reach those decision makers in very specific industries and roles.
Okay, so it's like putting your message right in front of the people who are most likely to be interested. How do you make the most of those paid advertising campaigns?
You have to leverage the power of targeting. So you can target by job title, industry, company size, Even interest. Think CFOs of fintech companies with over 500 employees who have shown an interest in AI and software testing.
Wow, that's pretty specific. It's like you're hand delivering your message.
Hmm.
Are there any other paid advertising platforms that you would recommend?
I think Google Ads are very effective as well. Use what we call long tail keywords.
Okay.
So something like AI testing for banking applications or reducing healthcare software testing costs. You're going to attract those who are actively searching for those
Seems
solutions.
like meeting them halfway.
Exactly.
They're already looking and you're there with the answer.
Yeah.
Any other strategies we should consider?
Definitely don't underestimate retargeting ads. These ads keep your brand in front of those who have already visited your website or engaged with your content.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a gentle reminder. Hey, we're still here.
Yeah, like planting a seed and just kind of nurturing it. So at the end of the day, when it comes to convincing these high-paying clients to really take that leap, it all boils down to ROI, right?
100%. These decision makers are very focused on the bottom line. Just you have to show them how AI-driven testing impacts their financials.
Right. So it's not enough to just say AI testing is really cool.
Right.
It's about how it affects their bottom line.
Exactly. So emphasize the cost savings of automation, the increased speed and efficiency that it brings, and the improved quality that leads to reduced risk and better customer satisfaction.
So it's like saying, we can help you reduce testing costs by 20% while also increasing your release velocity and making your customers happier.
Precisely. And those are the kind of metrics that really resonate with that.
Okay, but we're just scratching the surface here, right? I mean, attracting those high-value clients, it's more than just ticking the boxes on a checklist.
Right.
It's also about trust, understanding their needs, and positioning yourself as a long-term partner.
I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not just about closing the deal. It's about building those relationships.
Okay, so how do you cultivate that deeper level of trust and connection?
Transparency. Be authentic.
Okay.
Don't overpromise and underdeliver. And be upfront about the capabilities and also the limitations of AI-driven testing.
So setting realistic expectations, being honest about what you can and cannot do. But how do you balance that with confidence?
Let your expertise speak for itself. Back up your claims with real data, case studies, testimonials from your happy clients.
Show, don't tell. But what about clients that are still hesitant? Even after seeing all the evidence, how do you address their concerns and overcome those objections?
You have to listen to them. Really listen.
Okay.
Acknowledge their perspective and address their questions. Respectfully, don't shy away from those conversations.
Right.
See them as an opportunity to build trust.
Okay.
Show them you're committed to their success.
So you're a problem solver, not just a salesperson.
Exactly.
Sometimes the best way to close the deal is to address those concerns. Show them you understand their challenges.
Right. And sometimes that means walking away if their expectations are unrealistic
Oh, wow.
or if their values don't align with yours.
Interesting.
It's better to focus your energy on clients who are a good fit.
Okay, yeah, that's such an important point. Sometimes saying no is the best thing for your business. Let's talk about thought leadership for a second.
Okay.
How does that play into attracting these high-paying clients?
Thought leadership is about establishing credibility. It's about being that go-to expert.
Right.
It's going beyond just selling your services. You're actually contributing to the broader industry conversation.
Okay, so you're sharing your knowledge, not just with your clients, but with everyone. But what does that actually look like in practice?
Think about writing articles for industry publications, speaking at conferences, participating in webinars and podcasts, engaging in those online discussions, sharing valuable content on social media.
So you're becoming a recognized voice.
Exactly.
But thought leadership isn't just about talking the talk.
Absolutely
That-
not. You got to walk the walk.
Right. Continuously invest in your own learning and development. Stay ahead of the curve. Explore new technologies. Attend industry events. Experiment with new approaches. And constantly push the boundaries.
Yeah, it's a constant evolution.
It is.
The more you learn and grow, the more you have to share, and the more you attract those clients who are looking for the best.
Right.
Okay, let's be real for a minute. Thought leadership, it's a long game. What about the more immediate stuff, like pricing your services?
Yeah,
That's a tricky one, especially with clients who have high expectations.
it is. Pricing is a very delicate balance. You
Yeah.
have to value your expertise, but also not price yourself out of the market. So how do you find that sweet spot? How do you figure out what your services are worth and then communicate that to these potential clients?
Remember, you're not just selling a service, you're selling a solution.
Right.
And that solution is often saving them time, money, and resources. You need to really quantify the value that you bring to the table.
So instead of just saying, we'll test your software, you're saying, we'll help you cut down your testing cycle time by 20%, which saves you thousands of dollars, and you can get to market faster.
Exactly. You're framing it in terms of value, not just the hours you spend.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to charge a premium. High-value clients are willing to pay for results and peace of mind.
But with all these different pricing models out there, hourly rates, project fees, how do you pick the right approach?
Consider what we call value-based pricing. Instead of charging based on time, charge based on the value you deliver. For example, you could charge a percentage of the cost savings that you achieve for the client, or a premium for really fast turnarounds.
So you're aligning your pricing with the results. Everybody wins. But with all this talk about strategies and value propositions, there's also that human element. Clients want to know who they're working with, right? Especially when it's something as critical as software testing. That's where personal branding comes in.
Absolutely. Personal branding is more important than ever, especially in a field like this.
So how do you create a personal brand that really resonates with your ideal clients?
Think about what makes you unique, your strengths, your experiences. What are you passionate about?
Okay.
Let those qualities shine through your online presence, your website, your LinkedIn profile, your social media posts.
So it's about showing your expertise, but also your personality, being relatable. People want to work with a real person.
Exactly.
But for those who aren't comfortable, with self-promotion, how do you balance being visible without bragging?
Focus on providing value to others. Share your insights. Answer questions. Offer advice. Engage in those online communities. It's not about you, it's about helping others.
Yeah, I like that. Shifting the mindset from me, to how can I help others? Okay, so you've got your personal brand, a solid value proposition. How do you close the deal? How do you go from potential clients to actual partners?
Closing the deal is a process, and it's important to remember that everyone makes decisions differently.
Yeah.
Some clients are very analytical, data-driven. Others are more emotional, more relationship-focused. You need to learn to read the signals. Pay attention to their communication style, their questions, their concerns. Mirror their language and their approach.
Okay, so it's about speaking their language, not just the words they use, but how they think.
Precisely. But even after you've established that connection, you need to get them to actually say yes.
Okay, so what are some good closing techniques that work well with, these discerning clients?
I think first you should always recap the value proposition. Clearly and concisely summarize the key benefits of your solution and how it addresses their needs. Then, present a clear proposal. Outline the work, the deliverables, the timelines, and the pricing. Transparency builds trust.
Yeah, so remind them why they were interested in the first place. Show them you've been listening. But what about when they have objections?
You have to listen.
Okay.
Don't interrupt.
Yeah.
Don't dismiss their concerns. Acknowledge what they're saying. Provide thoughtful responses. Sometimes it takes a little negotiation, a little compromise.
Right.
Find that win-win.
Okay, so you close the deal, but now the real work begins, right?
Absolutely.
Building those long-term relationships, that's critical.
It is. It's not just about the deal. It's about cultivating those partnerships.
Okay, so how do you do that?
Exceed their expectations.
Okay.
Go above and beyond to deliver results. Communicate proactively. Be responsive to their needs.
Yeah.
Actions speak louder than words.
So you're showing them you're not just in it for the quick win, you're in it for the long haul. But relationships have their ups and downs. How do you handle those bumps in the road and keep that relationship strong?
Honesty and accountability. If there's a problem, address it. Don't try to hide your mistakes or shift the blame. Take ownership and work with the client to find a solution.
So you're demonstrating integrity. You're showing that you're committed to resolving issues. But sometimes conflicts are just unavoidable.
True.
How do you deal with those tough conversations?
Open communication. Listen actively to what they're saying. Empathize with their perspective. And then work together to find a solution that's beneficial for both parties.
Right.
Sometimes it takes compromise, but the goal is to make sure that everyone feels heard and respected.
Okay, so you're treating every challenge as a way to strengthen that bond, right?
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a second. We've been talking a lot about strategies and tactics, but there's something else that's really important that I want to talk about. Mindset.
Mindset is everything.
Right. Your beliefs, your attitudes, they shape your actions.
They do.
And that, of course, affects your results. So how do you cultivate a mindset that attracts success?
You have to believe in yourself, in your ability to deliver those exceptional results. You have to cultivate this positive, um, abundant mindset that focuses on what's possible, not the limitations.
It's like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Exactly. Your thoughts become your reality. Choose thoughts that empower you. And don't be afraid to step outside of that comfort zone.
Yeah, like embrace the journey. There will be ups and downs, but you got to trust that you can get through it. But sometimes, even with the right mindset, you can get discouraged.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for people who are feeling stuck?
Remember, you're not alone. Every entrepreneur faces these challenges and setbacks. Don't be afraid to reach out for support. Find mentors,
Yeah.
coaches, other entrepreneurs who've been there.
Yeah, surround yourself with people who believe in you.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about when you just need a boost? What are some practices that help you stay focused on your goals?
Self-care. You have to make time for it.
Mhm.
Prioritize those activities that recharge you.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, creative hobbies,
Yeah.
and then celebrate those wins, big or small.
Yay.
Acknowledging your progress is really important.
Right, so you're giving yourself permission to enjoy the process, not just focusing on the finish line.
Absolutely.
But even when you're doing everything right, things don't always work out.
That's true.
So how do you deal with those disappointments without, losing your drive?
See those setbacks as opportunities.
Hmm.
Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
Mm-hmm.
How can I use this to do better next time?
Okay, so you're changing your perspective. Challenges are just stepping stones, right?
Exactly.
But sometimes those setbacks can be real blows to your confidence.
Yeah.
How do you bounce back from those moments of self-doubt?
Remember your past successes. Think about those challenges that you overcame, the goals that you achieved. And don't be afraid to reach out to your support system.
Right. Sometimes all you need is that pep talk from someone who believes in you.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the power of mindset.
Hmm.
Let's bring it back to attracting those high-value clients
Okay.
for AI-driven testing. What advice would you give to those who are just getting started?
Believe in yourself.
Mhm.
Believe in the value you bring to the table. Don't undervalue your expertise or the impact that you can have.
So own your worth, recognize that you have something unique to offer.
Yes, and share that with the world.
Mm.
The more you put yourself out there, the more you'll attract the right clients.
This has been a great discussion. We talked about everything from mindset to the strategies you need to find these high-paying clients. But there's one last thing that we haven't touched on: the future of AI testing. What trends are you seeing?
Well, AI is evolving rapidly, and the testing landscape is changing as well.
Yeah.
One trend that's gaining traction is the use of AI for predictive analytics.
Predictive analytics. Tell me more about that.
Imagine being able to predict which areas of your software are likely to have bugs before you even start testing.
Wow, that would be amazing. How does AI do that?
AI algorithms can analyze massive amounts of data from past testing cycles, code repositories, even user feedback,
Okay,
and then it can pinpoint potential problem areas.
that's incredible. So you can actually prevent those bugs before they happen?
Exactly. It's like having a crystal ball.
Yeah.
What other trends are you seeing?
Yeah, what else is going on in the world of AI testing?
Well, we're also seeing AI being used to automate more complex testing tasks. Things like performance testing, security testing.
Okay.
Tasks that used to require so much manual work can now be done by AI tools.
So is this the end of human testers?
No, not at all.
Okay.
While AI is very powerful, it's not a replacement for human intelligence and creativity. Human testers are still going to play an important role. They'll design those testing processes, oversee them, interpret results, and ensure the quality.
Right, so it's more of a partnership, AI and humans working together.
Exactly. And then another thing we're seeing is a growing focus on ethical considerations, especially with bias detection and fairness testing.
Right, so it's not just about AI that works, it's about AI that's fair. What advice would you give to someone who is interested in a career in AI testing? What skills should they focus on?
It's crucial to have a strong foundation in software testing principles. So that means understanding testing methodologies, automation techniques, and quality assurance best practices.
Right.
But then beyond those technical skills, you need strong analytical and problem-solving abilities.
So you're not just running tests, you're thinking critically about the results.
Right. And never stop learning. AI is evolving every day. Stay up to date with the latest trends, new tools, and new technologies.
So have a growth mindset. Be curious. What would be your most important piece of advice for anyone who wants to thrive in the world of AI-driven testing?
Collaboration is key.
Yeah.
Connect with other testers, share what you know, learn from their experiences.
Yeah.
The AI testing community is incredibly supportive. Tap into that network and have fun.
Yes. AI testing is challenging, but also really rewarding.
It is.
Lots of room for innovation. So as we wrap up, I want to circle back to something you said earlier about understanding your ideal client. We talked about their challenges, how they make decisions, but there's one more layer I want to unpack: their perception of AI. Some clients might be early adopters, totally on board with AI, and others might be a little more hesitant, maybe even a little intimidated by it all. How do you tailor your approach to these different comfort levels?
I think you really hit the nail on the head. It's all about meeting them where they are on their AI journey. So if they're already familiar with AI and what it can do, you can jump right in and talk about how your solutions can help them specifically.
Yeah, no need to explain the basics, but what about those who are new to it, or maybe a little skeptical?
For them, it's about education, demystifying AI a bit. Start by talking about the tangible benefits, things like reducing costs, making things more efficient, and lowering risks.
Okay, so focus on those practical implications, how AI solves real-world problems.
Exactly. And you can use analogies and real-world examples.
Yeah.
Show them how AI is already being used in industries they know. The more they understand it, the more comfortable they'll be.
So it's like building a bridge from what they know to what they don't. Showing them AI isn't this far-off thing, it's here, it's now. But honestly, some people are just resistant to change, especially when it comes to technology. How do you approach that?
I think the most important thing is to really acknowledge their concerns, validate how they're feeling. It's perfectly natural to be a little apprehensive when you're talking about something new, especially tech that can impact jobs.
So listen with empathy, show them you understand.
Right. And rather than trying to convince them to love AI, focus on how it can actually help them, how you can enhance the skills they already have.
So AI is a tool that empowers, not replaces.
Exactly. But there might be some people who just aren't going to budge. Maybe they've had a bad experience with tech in the past, or they're just really set in their ways.
What do you do then?
Sometimes you have to realize that not every client is going to be the right fit.
So you're saying it's okay to walk away?
Yes, you should focus your energy on clients who are open to what AI can do, people who share your vision.
That's a good point. So
And
let's
then,
talk about something else that's important: giving back.
yes,
It's not always about the money. It's about using your expertise to do some good. How can you use AI-driven testing to give back?
oh, there's so many ways. You can volunteer your skills to help nonprofits. You can mentor new testers. You could even develop open source AI testing tools. Make the technology accessible to everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome. Use your knowledge to create a more inclusive tech world. And it's not just altruism, right?
Right.
Giving back can be good for your business too.
100%. You attract clients and employees who believe in what you believe in.
Okay, so let's zoom out even more. Let's talk about AI-driven testing in the grand scheme of things, its role in the future of technology, even society.
AI is changing everything, from healthcare and education to sustainability and social justice. And as these AI systems become more complex, we have to make sure they are reliable and safe. That's where testing comes in.
It's like we're on the edge of something huge, and AI testing is there to make sure it's a good thing.
Exactly. So how can we help shape this future? How can we ensure AI is used to benefit everyone?
Right, how do we do that?
We advocate for ethics in every stage,
Mm.
from the design to the testing to how it's actually used. We have to make sure that these AI systems are transparent, fair, and reflect our values.
So use your expertise to make sure AI is a force for good. But it's not just about the technology, right? It's about the people behind it. What advice do you have for the next generation of AI innovators?
Be open to different perspectives. Seek out people with different backgrounds, different experiences, different ways of thinking. The more diverse the AI community is, the better the solutions will be.
It's about challenging the status quo, isn't it? And pushing the boundaries. What about those who are afraid to take risks? Or they don't think they can make a difference?
Don't be afraid to fail. Failure is part of learning. Learn from it. And remember, every action, no matter how small, can have an impact.
This has been fantastic. We've really gone deep into the world of AI-driven testing, from finding those high-paying clients to where the field is headed. I'm feeling inspired.
Me too. I've really enjoyed this.
Okay, before we go, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about. The world of AI is full of possibilities. It can be a bit overwhelming, but let's approach it with curiosity, with compassion. Let's use this incredible technology to make the world better.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for having me.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. Keep learning, keep exploring, keep pushing the boundaries. Until next time.